All right, welcome back for the first time, not the second time, to episode 76 of Court of Swords. This is the first time we're doing this. Zeke, I heard you played a great game yesterday. How was that great game in less than 30 words?
It was awesome. I had such a good time that I'm never going to play it again. We raised a lot of money for charity, and I look forward to doing more this upcoming week because we've got 3 more days of charity fundraising to go.
Boom.
What game?
I'm never ever uttering its name again.
Is that entered into Bashi Realm? Is getting over at Bashi Realm now? Where you just don't?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
No, I made a promise to Anthony Kongpan that I would never mention the name of the game ever again.
Wait, why Anthony Kong? Did he host you or something?
Because he said on Twitter, he's like, how much fun did you have with the game that shall be remained unnamed? And I said, I will never utter its name again.
I see. Well, cool. What else do you have on the chopping block for charity? That's a weird term. What else you playing this week for charity?
Well, tomorrow, Wednesday after Drop Frames, after Drop Frames, going to be probably an evening broadcast. We're going to do some Men's Day. Man vs. Game is going to come over, and we're going to do some NES head-to-head stuff. We're going to hype up the bidding wars, which last time I checked, the cosplay bidding war, Adam Coble was in the lead by a couple $100 over Lala.
Yeah.
And that's a day at TwitchCon.
I'm so excited.
That's at TwitchCon where you cosplay, right?
That's right. I will be at TwitchCon, and one day of TwitchCon, I will be cosplaying whatever wins. And people want to see the Coble, but I think Lala-chan will be very much fun as well.
Listen, chat, do it for the Game Master. Go to Zeke's stream when he's accepting these donations and vote for Zeke to dress up as me, because it will be embarrassing for both of us, and I'm really excited.
My money is on the dark horse to cosplay as King Kong with a dick in my ear.
Yeah,
that is one of the cosplay ideas.
Yeah,
is cosplay as King Kong with a dick in my ear. I hope there's more money towards that. However, there's another bidding war with a cooking cast, the cooking cast theme upcoming that you can donate for. And I believe what's in the lead right now is a Harry Carey hot dog cast.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
I just do that stupid Will Ferrell impression and make a hug.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's a good.
Hey, Max.
That's a pretty. There's a lot of people in chat right now who've probably never seen the Will Ferrell Harry Carey skit
like that.
Yeah.
But there are other ones that are up on the board, like just a Montana style. So like we'd make like Rocky Mountain oysters and Montana style food, jerky or whatever.
Yeah.
One is just entitled bacon. So I do a bacon themed cooking cast.
It's not a bad
and
idea.
there's 5 choices, and you can anytime you can vote on, or you can donate for them at any time. They're up on my Tiltify page if you want to check that out.
Awesome. Go check that out for charity.
Oh, also, don't forget, if you want to vote for or donate for emote slots, you have to do that when I'm live so we can keep track of it. But there are 10. I'm giving away 10 emote slots of my own that you can use for whatever you want, as long as it's within TOS. I think one of them is some people have been donating for Co's choice. So he whatever he wants to put on my channel, he can. One of them is donating for an itmeJP happy, but with my face.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, people are donating for that, and you can donate for your own. Like the top one is a dude just like, here's I want my face on your channel. Like, okay,
man, I feel like if I were working in like marketing at like a big game company or something, and I noticed that, I would go to the team and be like, yo, give me a budget of like 10 grand to go to Zeke's channel and buy this emote. And then charity will get a bunch of money. We're going to get a bunch of free advertising, and everyone's going to be talking about it. Companies, give Zeke your money. Get on it. Because like that's the kind of shit that you can't engineer that. Like getting a streamer with a decent audience to sell out for you for charity. Like that's a win across the board. Somebody in some game company's marketing team needs to get on that shit now.
Yeah.
Do it.
There you go.
Yep. And just to let you know, it will be it won't be forever. It'll be for the entire month of June, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
entire month of June. Gotcha. Well, cool.
Right?
Do it.
It's not even worth it.
Well, that's just stupid now. Not even gonna commit, whatever. Just your channel.
Should I do it in
livelihood.
perpetuity? Come
No,
on.
Jesus.
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Come on, it's just your channel and livelihood. Whatever.
Yeah. Zeke, why do you have a random emote of someone from your chat? I don't know. You paid a lot of money for it for charity.
Yeah.
It's just there forever. There's nothing I can do about
No,
it.
and Ko is actually in touch with me. He's like, let me know if I get bumped off the top 10 because I want a spot. I'm like, okay, dude, no problem.
Okay, gotcha. Well, cool. We'll look forward to that. When does all the charity stuff end? You said Friday. When? Sunday?
Yes, Friday will be my last cast for the charity Zeke week. I went an extra day over because I forgot about Court of Swords because I wanted to do 5 days, but I forgot this is right in the middle of when I usually broadcast. So
Yeah.
on Friday we'll be doing June 1st, and it'll be the hot sauce, whatever it's called, gauntlet is what Scott is calling it. He's bringing up hot sauces from Denver, and it's just going to be a terrible, terrible day.
That doesn't sound fun.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah.
It's going to be awful. He's been tweeting out pictures, and he's asked me to retweet them, of the hot sauces he's bringing up. And I think the latest one was called colon cleaner.
Good.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Good.
Jesus.
But enough about me. I've talked enough, and I talked for 14 hours yesterday.
By the way, you need to get that getting over it image/gif on your wall somewhere in your house of you in a pot that Nude Eskimo made with the colors, because that looks fucking great.
Yep. That was a collaboration between Handicap Hobo, who did the original drawing, and then Nude Eskimo made it a GIF with the stars flying behind in the background.
It's fucking great. It's fantastic.
It was
image.
dope.
Yeah. It's a great image. Mr. DansGaming, I heard it's your birthday today.
Yep.
Well, happy
Big 3.
the 3-2. Is that what you said? Okay. All right. We're the same age now. For now, I guess.
What month's your birthday?
September. I'm older by however, I'm not going to try to even attempt that math.
Yeah. Math.
I'm older by math, apparently.
X amount. Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard on your birthday you chose to go to hell. I was watching you play this weird game called Agony.
It's not very good. It's
Really?
Yeah,
Damn it.
it's supposed to be like you're in hell. It's supposed to be like pushing the boundaries of what's allowed censor wise. Wasn't phased by anything I saw for the first 4 hours. I saw some demon tits, like a vagina on a pear, which is kind of like, ooh, that's interesting.
Like the fruit, a pear.
I mean, a peach is a peach. Sorry.
Yeah, not on a pair of tits.
Yeah, that's more that's a more
Yeah.
traditional portrayal. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call it the forbidden fruit, which is many layered there. But
Oh,
yeah,
boy, heavy-handed metaphors all over the internet these days.
the game is very buggy. Like I was getting stuck a lot. Like you'd be walking and you and you can't move at all. So then you have to reload. So you have to go back to checkpoint. And it tries to do like Amnesia and Outlast style stealth from demons, which ends up being really freaking hard. And the hiding spots are so hard to see because the game is very dark. So you end up dying a lot and then going back to the checkpoint. And if you die 3 times, you go back to the previous checkpoint before that one, which is
What?
not very fun. Yeah,
That seems awful. What? Fuck?
quite
Would
bad.
you say you were in agony? I mean, that's the name of the game.
It was Agony. I think what they're going for.
What did you
Man.
expect? A good game?
It's kind of cool. When you actually get to walk around, it's kind of cool. Looking at this hellish landscape and all the artwork and the gruesome stuff they've come up with, but none of it's all that. I've seen so much stuff. It didn't faze me at all. Nothing stood out to me as ooh, I can't handle it looking at this.
Yeah, you're 32 years old. You've seen some shit, Dan. That game
some
doesn't.
shit.
Yeah, it doesn't phase you
Better
at all. Yeah, that game looks pretty rough. What else you been up to?
I haven't been up to.
I don't know.
can't
That's why I'm asking you.
I know I can't remember what I played yesterday, like because Agony was so on my mind today.
It's just purged all thought from your
there.
brain. That's it.
Did you do Detroit?
There's this a cool little game called Graveyard Keeper. I don't know if you guys have played it yet.
I've heard
It's
about
like
it.
you pre-order it, you get like the access to the alpha, and it's kind of like Stardew Valley, where you like
I'm
take
out.
care of a graveyard and crafting and stuff. It's really cool. It's got like a dark twist to it. I recommend it. It's got a lot of content, even the alpha. It's like at least 4 or 5 good hours before you run into like walls of content in the alpha.
Yeah. Does it have co-op or no?
Not right now. I don't know if they might add it later, but it's still an alpha.
Gotcha.
Do out in
Looks kind of interesting.
the full version.
What was that, Max?
I said it looks kind of interesting. I'm looking at the thing. The water effects on it are pretty cool, given the art
It's got
style.
really nice art style. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, I know Code played it for a couple broadcasts, so it's definitely got some fans for sure. Is that out yet? You said it's early access?
You have to pre-order on their website, Tiny Build Games website.
Okay.
And then you get alpha access immediately.
I see.
From the people who made Punch Club.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? What was Punch Club? Was that? Why do I know that?
That was the
game?
one where you like were managing like a fighter, and like his whole like journey to being a good fighter, right?
Never
Isn't that what
mind.
it was?
That's not the game I was thinking.
I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, you're out.
I love Punch Club.
Yeah. Zeke, I'm gonna prep. I'm gonna prompt a talk and not prep. Now I can't even talk. I'm gonna prompt
What are
a
you doing
topic. I don't know, but me or you, me and you, Zeke, cannot talk
You gonna
about
be
it.
okay?
One, because I'm having a stroke right now, and two,
Apparently,
you're gonna
yeah.
talk about it tomorrow. So
Yeah.
Detroit, become human.
D'Etoile.
Discuss. Zeke, no talking.
All right. All I have to say is that Detroit Become Human is the stupidest video game I have ever played in my entire life.
I love it.
It is so stupid.
surprises
I
me.
feel stupider. I feel stupider for having played it, and I'm really, really excited to finish it. Like, I cannot wait to get back and play it again tomorrow. But it is the dumbest thing I have ever played in my entire life. It's every moment you hope desperately for subtlety. You hope for even the slightest sliver of literary nuance, and instead he's like, the dead cop's name is Deckard, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious with this shit? Like, it's like it was written by a 5-year-old who's never seen a movie before, I guess, or I don't know. I'm just stunned by how dumb it is.
Yeah.
I can't even believe it. But it's really fun, and I'm having a really great time playing it. And I cannot wait to play it again. Like, it's such a great experience. But holy God, is it stupid, man?
Actually, we agree. I maybe not. I don't think it's as stupid as you say it is, but I agree. The writing and stuff, it's just not subtle.
Yeah,
not at all.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And here's my favorite thing. So midway through the stream, I was like, man, the cinematography on this is just so good, like just brilliant. What's the cinematographer on this done? And so I went on IMDb and I looked him up. He did a couple of other small projects. He was the cinematographer for a movie called Butt Whistle. Butt Whistle. Yep. Also, prior to that, in 1995, the cinematographer for Detroit Become Human starred in a Deep Space Nine fan film as Julian Bashir. It was released only in Japan. Look it up. I bet you it's terrible.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just that's for me. That's what I took from Detroit Become Human. But man, is it dumb? Holy. Woo.
Funny thing about that though,
Zeke, no talking. No.
butt whistle.
Oh, okay. We can talk about
Yeah,
butt
yeah,
whistle.
talk about butt whistle, it's fine.
You'd think by the title that it would be just like in your face, like it would be, this. It's actually like it's rife with subtlety. It's just like these little subtle nuances. It's the acting is really subdued. It's a tour de force, but not like
I was really surprised because I was talking about it. I was like, Butt Whistle, and it features a character named Hate Crime John. But like we watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. It seems like I would watch this.
it's a diamond in the butt.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, evidently.
So Dan, I heard you really like Detroit. I heard you're a huge fan of Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I really liked Heavy Rain too. I know there's so many plot holes and it's not written very well. There's a lot of bad writing there, but I just love the experience of the game. Like I love like the interactive movie style and going through. And it's a really good thing to play with chat because chat likes to watch and see how you interact.
Yeah,
With.
I think
Yeah,
I think
those
you're
games
right.
are
Like
fantastic.
I love the gameplay style. Like I actually really like we were talking about this. Like QuickTime events get maligned when they interrupt gameplay. When you're like God of War, oh, QuickTime event.
Mm-hmm.
But in this game, it's the only gameplay, and I actually think it really works. Like I really enjoy that part of it. Yeah,
You made a
I think
great.
you're right about that, Dan.
Well, go ahead, Dan.
I was saying, I loved Heavy Rain. A lot of people don't like Heavy Rain, but I like this even better than Heavy Rain because the writing was still wonky, but it was more consistent than Heavy Rain, which had some major plot holes.
Yeah.
But this one had there were some really, really cheesy moments in it that were just made me just cringe at how like forced they felt. There's some scenes near the end and then in the middle that you're just like, oh, this is so forced.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I do really enjoy the game for what it was.
I think my
I feel
favorite
like
thing you said,
Detroit.
Adam, by the
So go
way,
ahead, JP.
you said
Yeah.
it's like a 5-year-old who's seen every movie. Someone in my chat made the comment because Ko was like ranting and raving about this game. And I'm going to use this joke until it's not funny because I think it's the perfect constructed joke I've heard about Ko in the longest. They said that Ko enjoyed Detroit Become Human because Ko has never seen a movie before, so he was just experiencing these all for the first time. And that's so unbelievably true if you know Ko. Because Ko doesn't watch movies. So he's never experienced any of these tropes.
I really think that's the thing that's ruining it for me because I'm the opposite end of that where I like voraciously consume, especially sci-fi and especially sci-fi about artificial life. I'm just like, yes, give it to me. I'll read anything about androids, which is why I'm so excited to play the game. But as a result, I've been exposed to all these things. And it's like you go back and you watch, like, if you've never seen Citizen Kane, and you go back and you watch it now, you'd be like, I've seen this before on The Simpsons in tiny pieces.
Right.
They've made a scene from every piece of that movie, and you've been overexposed to it, and so you won't get it. But yeah, if you've never seen a sci-fi movie in your whole life, you could play Detroit and be like, what an exciting cornucopia of new ideas no one's ever thought of before. But like, David Cage, how do you fucking sleep at night, you hack? How?
Oh, man.
Egregious.
It's good stuff. It's good
I
stuff.
thought it was great. Well, the thing is, I agree. I really do agree with pretty much everything you guys said. Really. My biggest thing too, with me personally, with my playthrough, was the oversimplification of the. I know they want the choices to be very, very, one word, right? This is what it. There are so many that are misfucking labeled, and they have dire consequences, and it pisses me the fuck off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's like
the word choice, the word choice and usage that they have. It's like, okay, you chose that word. You meant this word. This is the word you meant.
That's a classic like adventure game thing, right? Like I think Mass Effect did this a few times where it was like your options are like happy, sad, annoyed, and you pick annoyed and it's like, fuck you, I wish you were dead. And you're like, oh no, you're overdoing it. Like rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Like happy, I love you and I would like to give everything I own to you. No, I just wanted to express that I enjoyed the ice cream cone you made me. Jesus, game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
LA Noire was really bad for that, yeah.
Without I can't talk about it because it's kind of a big part of the game. But for those who've played it, there's one scene in particular, kind of a turning point of the game, and there are two choices you're given, and one of the words says something. One of the words is something like, the nice way to go, and the other one, it doesn't sound as bad as what the game goes with. It's like you're all of a sudden just like on a fucking warpath. Like
I don't know what moment you're talking about.
I can't. Yeah.
And I played through the game.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
I
got to
wanna-
finish it before tomorrow, Z?
am I gonna finish it before tomorrow? I want to finish it on cast, but
Okay.
I think I have like 3 or 4 hours left.
I could talk about the game without. I mean, you've seen movies before, so you know how it's going to end, or you know a path that it could potentially end in. So it's fine.
How long did your playthrough take?
Mine?
9-10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm somewhere in there. I think, between two casts.
10 and 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I feel like I'm gonna end up taking a lot longer to finish it because every time something happens, I just have to slam on the brakes and pause the game and be like, okay, we got to talk about this.
My playthrough is going to take probably significantly less time
See, me and you apparently have
Because-
similar playthroughs, by the way.
because I had something happen. And you look at the global things like throughout the world, what percentage? And I mean, you'd like to think it's a world first, but I looked at it. 0% of the world.
I had the
this
same
choice
exact thing.
happen.
I had the same literal exact thing on one of my decisions.
I think I heard about what you did, and
That's so
wow.
funny.
Oh, my buddy who was encouraging me to play this, he's like, dude, I think you really like it. It's a story-driven one, and you know me, like I don't really like, but this is really good, yada yada. And I played it, and he got back to me after my broadcast. He was like, I don't want to backseat you, but you're playing it so badly, you're missing everything.
Yeah, that's Dan kind of hit the nail on the head when he's talking about chat enjoying the game. Chat like latches onto heroes or characters in the game that become their heroes or something. So then when you do bad things to them, you become the enemy and you become the bad guy. And I love/hate that because then I can't talk about the game in any manner because I'm the enemy.
Yeah, what's the name of that girl? There's that girl in Until Dawn that everyone hates. And
Oh,
as
I'm not
soon as
sure.
I started playing it,
you're
everyone was like, "Ugh, I hate her. She's the worst." And I was like, "She's my new best friend. I'm gonna make everything I can possibly do." Emily, that's right. I'm gonna do everything I can to make Emily come out on top of the scenario because chat was so upset when I was like, she's not so bad. Let's see what we can do."
That's the DM in you coming out. That's just the person. You know what? I'm realizing.
Emily.
Yeah.
Got her instantly as soon as I got that.
Yeah. It's just Adam's personality type. I used to think it was just because he was a DM. I'm like, no, it's a part of his core.
Yeah, it's Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't tell me what to do. And if you tell me what to do, I'm gonna do the opposite thing just to spite you.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah, so me and Zeke will be talking about that tomorrow with Ko on Drop Frames, which should be fun because I think Ko is like a diehard fan of it, which I was not. So,
And I mean, I'll just say this little bit right now. Honestly, I'm liking it a lot. I like it.
yeah,
I got no problem with it.
Even with its flaws, it's so beautifully done. And I was saying too that the cast, like, there's a couple. Most of the voice acting is pretty damn good, but you know that the cast and the technology and all of the development behind it and the way that the cinematography, just fucking everything about it technically is brilliant, and it's so fucking good that carries the rest of the.
Just imagine what a wonderful world it would be if we could take all of that hard work and energy and time and give it to someone who knew how to write a game.
How to write.
Just imagine what that game would be like.
that's
My
pretty much what
God.
I said on
Bring
Twitter.
yourself.
Almost
Never
just
gonna
like-
happen.
Yeah, I agree. Max, I know we're a little bit over, but we started late. What have you been up to, by the way?
D'Etoile.
That's all you've been doing?
No, I mean I played that. I actually for the last 2 days was just in Chicago. Just kind of took like a little mini sort of staycation kind of thing.
As
Good
someone
man,
who's
like
never
Chicago.
been to Chicago, where's the one? You could take me to one place. I only got time for one place. I got to get back on the plane. Where do I go?
I don't have that answer for
Oh
you.
my fucking god. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I grew up in Chicago, like the Chicagoland area, but Chicagoland's area is massive. So I didn't grow up like downtown. By the time that I turned 21, I moved away. So all the fun shit that I would have been able to, experience and stuff and like learn about, like all the stuff that I knew of when I was like when I lived here is probably outdated. There's probably cooler shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool though, because me and her are kind of discovering stuff together.
Yeah,
In my home.
that's always fun. You were on a
I can
boat.
show you. I can tell you, like, you go to Millennium Park, you can go to Giordano's or Gino's East and get yourself some deep dish pizza. Go check out the Bean. Go on Lakeshore Drive. Go to the top of the Sears Tower. It's not the Willis Tower, by the way. Anyone
Go to
Sears
Wrigleyville.
Tower. Wrigleyfield, yeah.
They renamed it to the Willis Tower. It's fucking dumb.
Oh, this is a random pull, but did Watch Dogs take place in Chicago? Watch Dogs 1?
Yeah, I think
so.
one of them. Yeah, I think so.
Because you said
yeah, someone just
something,
mentioned.
and I was like, that's in Watch Dogs,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I think it does the. Don't they do the like GTA thing, and it's like set in like Windy City or something instead. Like they don't actually
not
say
sure.
this is Chicago. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the rights.
Yeah.
I did play Raft. That was the
That
other
game's
one that I
pretty
played.
fun.
It's pretty good. We basically did everything that there is. It's early access still right now, so it's not like a finished product. But for what it is, I mean, we went hard on it and got like 5.5 hours worth out of it before we were like, all right, we beat the game as it is now.
Yeah.
There is no end game right now, but fun game.
Yeah.
Just fishing, grilling the entire fucking time.
I spent about 5 or 6 hours in it and had a good time. I ended up inadvertently, I just made like a functional raft, and then I got about 5 hours into the game, and I go, that looks like an airplane, and then I built the rest of the other part of the airplane. So then I had a raft that was just a giant airplane. It was pretty cool. I was pretty into it.
We built just functionally. Yeah, ours was. When you see the trailer for that game, and like they want you to build kind of like a raft city, it looks like. I mean, you can build it however way you want, but that seems to be like what they imply. Like, yeah, build yourself kind of community on this raft. Ours was just like it's a square with like these docks coming off to like catch a bunch of.
That's what I had exactly, and then I made two wings.
Built upwards. Like we didn't build out; we built upwards. Very odd.
It looked real stupid because I was trying to build upwards to get onto islands. And so I just, it was like I was playing Fortnite or some fucking shit and just built straight up so I could get on top of islands. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make that mine.
We did too. I think that's what a lot of people probably ended up doing.
Yeah.
And didn't so much build like a beautiful like community raft that's like a big kind of floating city.
Yeah.
That game's fun. Cool.
I enjoy it.
I'd recommend it to people. You can get a solid, if you got, 4 other people, however many it is. I think you can play with 5 people on that.
I think I remember seeing more than 4. Yeah. I soloed it all. It was
we
still
had
fun
5.
time. Yeah. Adam, anything other than Detroit for you? He's been doing a bunch of
We did our
stuff.
Far Verona. Yeah, did the Far Verona faction turn. That was super
that
cool.
go?
Watching all the factions do their thing.
Can't spoil it, Max.
Yeah,
You could say it went
the
badly.
pirates are doing some good shit. Yeah, House Crux had a bit of a rough time, but it was it was good. It was really fun.
Fuck those
I've been
assholes.
building up to it for like 6 weeks, so yeah, it was good. I'm excited.
Cool.
And then I played Detroit and boggled at it in its
As one
very
does.
existence. Yeah.
As one does.
I made a comment last night in my exhaustion where someone requested
Yep, I was there for this.
a stabbing westward song, and I was like, you know what? I bet Adam Coble loves this shit.
That's where that came from. People keep asking me if I like stabbing westward, and I'm like, no, I don't. See,
Like,
this is why
this is probably Adam Coble's like favorite band growing up. I was like, have you heard of Stabbing Westward? They're really great.
This is why I want you to do Adam Cole cosplay, because I just want to see what kind of pretentious shit you say in my honor. Like that's like I already know what your impression of me is going to be like, and I just want to see it in action. I'm just really excited.
Yeah. It'll be
Oh
good.
man. Yeah.
And, well,
So
just
that's it. I've
remember-
just been listening to like hanging out and listening to a lot of bands that you've never heard of,
Oh.
and just going to the cinema a lot. I'm really just
cinema.
into that. I'm having a big like
Cinema.
kombucha phase right now, so I've been doing that. I went to a tasting, something craft beer, clove cigarettes. I don't know, whatever.
I was actually drinking a lot of kombucha for a while, and then I just kept shitting, and I was like, all right, this gotta stop. I'm pooping way too much.
Well, thanks for that, Max.
You know
Just-
what? It's a little gem for you.
Just
Little
remember
shit-covered
that,
gem for you.
imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, okay?
Oh, yeah,
I told
no,
Nico when I
yes.
did his little thing, and I'm telling you now. And it's not, I don't want to do an impression. I probably will, but it's just cosplay. Like, I don't have to imitate you.
I
you
feel
do.
like I feel like the pretentious attitude is 100% part of the Adam Coble costume. So if you don't bring that, you're missing out. It's not just about the hair and the beard. It's about the pretentious aura. It's like a cloud that follows me around. So please.
At least you're aware
No,
of
I'm
it.
gonna
though.
I'm gonna get like
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna construct like a camera that's like 2 times the size of a real camera and just hold it around my neck.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful.
Brush up on your French existentialists. It'll be great.
If I don't see you, if I don't see you at the con taking pictures of people candidly, you're fucking up.
Absolutely.
It'll be good.
Well, we'll see if it wins though.
It's true.
I
It's
mean,
gonna win.
It's the favorite, but King Kong with a dick in its ear. I'm pulling for it.
How do I compete with that? How do I compete with the?
I kind of want that to win too. Actually, yeah. Shit. Can both win?
Yeah.
What if they tie?
hard.
What happens in the event of
Will
a
they allow you
tie,
to walk
Zeke?
around like with a dick in your ear?
I don't want to
I
think.
don't know.
What's their prosthetic penis policy at TwitchCon?
I mean, it's
They're
not
about
on
to have
stream,
one.
so
They're about to have one. They've never had. It's never come up before.
yeah, I don't know. Zeke's always pushing the boundaries. So
I don't want to role play. Let's just keep talking about stuff.
yeah. Before we get started, by the way, if anything, and I mean anything, happens on that Bethesda stream, just spam it in chat. You guys we won't get timed out or anything. Just let us know. I'm thinking they're going to leave that on till next week for their. I think it's going to be a week-long thing. I think they're not going to announce anything, but we'll see. We'll see.
I legitimately
conference.
forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot we were here to role play for a little bit here. I was just like, my mind's
It happens.
wandering right now.
Casual conversation between buds. This is how podcasts get
It's
started.
just what people want to watch, right?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I'm gonna shut up now.
Let's do goals because people need them. Let's start with Kalimat. Kalimat, you've only got one of your 3 right now, which is good because you resolved 2 last time. So obviously, main jam right now is getting the key from the Devil's Vault.
Yep.
It's hard taking like a hard right turn. All right, we're gonna talk about things that aren't real now. So yeah, getting the key from the Devil's Vault is currently the goal that I have from you. I need 2 more. We need 2 more.
Yep.
Goals.
My second goal is may or may not be easy, but steal something valuable from the vault.
Okay. All right. So
Pilfer.
it looks like it's growing. This goal of like jacking something, a little something for myself. All right,
Yep.
a little extra spice for Kalimat. All right, steal something from
That's
the
right.
vault. Excellent. Okay.
And
Okay.
all of my other ideas are really like,
Existential.
well, not existential, just hard to like nail
teasing.
down. Like, I want to find more about the dragon that Yoji was talking about, but he told me everything he knows. Like, and I'm not sure what's even in the fucking vault. If the vault has like treasures or like information, like with books and shit. Like,
So you could always stage it, right? So you could always say like, today, right now, in this session, you will find out more about the nature of the vault, right? Because you're in this protector. The Red Hand is here to guard the vault. So maybe there's someone among them that knows what's in it or more about its secrets, right? And that's something you could do today. And then once you've learned, then next time you set a goal, if the vault is still a thing, then you can throw another more advanced goal there. I mean, you already have 2 about the vault, so
Yeah.
you could have another one that would be about something else.
I think finding out something more about the nature of the vault is good, and I'll steal something from the vault, and I'll put something else in its place. I think because what I really want to do is find out more about my kind, about
Yeah.
the Dragonborn or dragons in general. But it's such a big idea that I'm having trouble like honing it down.
I mean, so it depends. Like, are you looking for truth, or are you looking for like you could say like learn a story about the dragons? In which case, you could ask anybody who might have a different cultural or mythical background than you. It sort of depends. Like, if you want to achieve a couple of goals, like a couple of little ones, or if you want to go after something bigger, you can be as sort of aggressive with it as you want. Don't worry about it. Like, don't self-judge on those ones. You can just pick something that seems like fun to do today.
Okay, can it be just something like find out more information about my kind?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's broad, so it won't be worth a ton, but it's also easy to do because you just need to find something you don't know yet.
Because and also maybe that'll lead to a bigger goal that's more
Precisely,
specific. Yeah. Okay.
Chaining the goals together. Yeah.
Thank you for helping with that.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, part of this early thing, part of like doing goals is to like workshop them and like offer suggestions or advice or like work together and have the same goals, that kind of thing.
Cool. All right. So
okay,
my three goals
so,
are get the key from the Devil's Vault, find out more information about my kind, find out more about the nature of the vault.
Yes, perfect. Okay, Berg. We got that old chestnut. Find out why bad things keep happening to me. Then gain proficiency and understanding of the lava arm. Now you've just accomplished the test of the Red Hand clan or whatever, and we don't know what that means, but likely they now believe you to be the reincarnation of the Destructor of Ilnaval, Orcish hero of yore. So maybe a belief about what to do with that authority or whatever.
Yeah. That would make sense. I don't know anything about the only other goal I was thinking of was like reach the vault, like use the orcs to reach the vault, you know? That was the one that I had in my mind, but that also sounds cooler. But
I mean, it's up to you, right? So you could like that could very easily be the goal. Like now that they'll listen to you, you can say like command them to tell me where the vault is. It sort of depends on what Berg would do with the position here and what you as a player are interested in, right? Because we don't know, like this isn't a they put the crown on your head and now you're in charge thing. This is just they have confirmed their suspicions, at least in their eyes, that you are the reincarnation of Ilnaval, of the Destructor, of whatever the last incarnation of the Destructor was. You don't know what that entails, so you could always just take one that's like learn more about the bloodline of Ilnaval, or find out what these orcs expect of me, or
that's why I was kind of working around in my head is what Berg would do with that now, because the goals that I have are, if I had to line them up a little bit with what Berg would actually want. I think probably learn more about the bloodline of Ilnaval and figure out what to do with that. But we can keep it simple for now, just to learn more about Ilnaval and understand what it means.
Yeah, just like cool. What now? Yeah,
gain an understanding of Ilnaval, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, should be easy. Okay, Ramus. I have find an object for scrying, find the entrance to the Devil's Vault. What do you want for your third one?
Cure or stop what's ailing me.
Yes, that's a good call.
About that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, you want to get rid of that.
Yeah, not dying is a good thing to have as a goal.
Yeah. So, last time you took a long rest, you lost your alignment, which is an odd thing to have happen to you. So that's where you're at now. Yeah. Cool. Good. All right. So stop or cure whatever the hell's going on there. All right, good. And then Yoji, what are yours?
Well, I think I just progressed on 2 out of 3 of them, or on all of them actually. Figure out why the sun is gone. I progressed on, right? I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't learn, but you
gained the
kind
group's
of
trust.
towards it.
I didn't gain the group's trust completely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the secret one's still
not completely.
Okay, and then the secret one's still the secret one. So
okay,
yeah, I'll just keep the
those
same ones. Yeah.
Is the secret one kill Berg?
I mean, he was pointing his bow at you.
What was happening?
It's true. My bow is pointed at you at this point in the game.
Yeah, Chat has figured out our secret ruse, JP. The reason we don't display your class is because you don't even know what it is. I have JP's character sheet.
I just can't. It's tough.
I have several different character sheets, and I roll randomly every time JP takes a turn, and we just pick from a different character sheet. So, yeah, it's the new way we do
many
things
options
here at RollPlay. You don't get to look at your own character sheet. I just do it for you.
Yeah, so many options.
Okay. All right, so we'll fade in on episode 76, right where we left off on 75. So we hear the roaring of the crowd, the exultant cheering of Orcish rage, and we see the one-time gladiatorial arena where orcs used to fight for the entertainment of their masters, now regained by Orcish control and a central part of the clan of the Red Hand. In the crowd, we get a shot of Ramus sort of slipping out the side door on his way away.
I wonder
we
why.
see
I wonder what he was doing.
clutching the edge of the railing, leaned over at the looking down into the pit. We see Kalimat, fist raised in exultation for his friend, and down below on the bloody sand, we see Berg. We see Berg heroically, his rage fading, the body of his foe Urag lying broken on the ground. So, as we track back from this, and we see Yoji up on the roof, what is your situation here, Yoji? Are you like lowering the bow? Are you still on alert? What is your reaction to, like, you watch Berg from a distance defeat his enemy?
I think Yoji is still like fully drawn on the arrow, almost to the point of like his arms are starting to hurt because he's been held so long on Berg.
It's very, very hard to hold an arrow at full knock. So yeah, I could imagine that, like, you're trembling a little bit, but still on alert. Okay.
But I will still try to hold the arrow until Berg like makes an action or like does something. So I want to still like track him.
We see you watching eagle-eyed to see how Berg responds to his command. So Berg, what do? You've defeated your enemy. You can hear just this cacophony of shouts, and you hear them literally, but you feel them like in your soul, right? You've made that noise before. It's not celebration. It's the recognition of that anger inside, directed at a universe that has continually pummeled these people. How do you respond? You've just killed this orc. What do you do?
I think Berg, actually, this is a big moment for Berg, like, just internally, because like you said, he's so used to exuding that, and he's very familiar with it just being a part of him, and the thing that makes him who he is, that he's kind of like almost surprised in a way. Not surprised, I don't know, it's hard to describe, you know what I mean? Like, I think actually what he would probably do is he's still kind of like in the moment with the hammer or the conduit, just like staring around at them like this, like it's just kind of a confused sort of like, oh shit, you guys do this too. Like, and then that kind of fades for a sec, and it almost becomes like a pride sort of thing that sets in. He doesn't quite feel as alone as he normally does.
And I think when you look up, so there's this moment of kind of like feeling a part of this thing. You can feel your fellow orcs and their anger, and you can see in their faces this exultant rage, and you see emerging from the shadows at the edge of the pit. You see the elder orc. You see the lore speaker, Bog Rock, and he's emerging from the shadows, leaning on a cane. Not because he's old, but because like one leg is longer than the other. Like, and now seeing him out in the light and not crouched down in the shadows of his lair, you can see what a misshapen creature Bog Rock is. He only comes up maybe to like the bottom of your rib cage, despite like clearly being an orc. He's wearing a heavy cloak and a hood. His skin is a very like pale grayish green. He has his long beard hanging down, and he's sort of hobbling towards you. And then walking behind him, you see Aj, the guard that has been like leading you around, and a couple of other members of his like entourage, basically. But Bog Rock approaches you and looks up at you kind of appraisingly, and you can see he's blind in one eye, and he has this sort of like misshapen jaw, like he didn't grow properly in the womb, and yeah, he looks up at you. Do you do or say anything? He's just taking like a measure of you. I want to give you, so to seed you the narrative initiative, if there's something you want to do.
Yeah, I think he looks down at him. and looks at the body of Urag, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then looks back at him. And he's like,
It's done. He's dead. Now what?
Nods. Yes. Yes. You've defeated Urag. Good. Good. They certainly believe it. And he looks around, and there are people like you see the orcs pounding their chest with their red hands and like shouting. And he looks up at you, and he says, "You've survived the proving. The clan believes you to be the reincarnation of Ilnaval. But what do you believe? Are you he? Are you the Destructor? Reborn?" And I would love to turn this decision over to you. Is Berg, is this true? Or are you just an orc that's good at killing people and you just killed someone who needed to be killed?
yeah, because if I'm not, they'll get fucking pissed.
I mean, no one.
You're a god.
So no one will know, right? I'm asking you, Max, the player. Was your previous incarnation one of the, like, do you bear the soul of the Destructor within you, or are you just Berg and this is just what they believe?
Man, you should have asked me this before the show.
I explicitly chose to wait. Yeah, because I don't want you to have a bunch of time to like think over it. I guess you can still think about it. You tell me what Berg says, and Max can decide the truth if Berg is lying or not. So what does Berg say?
You're still asking the same thing. You're asking
Not necessarily, because if you say, "Yes, I am he," then we go down one road. And if you say no, we go down another road. But even if you say no, it might still be true, and Berg is unwittingly giving up his destiny, right? This is the Neo thing, like, I'm not the one. Or you say yes, but that's just Berg saying it because he wants it to be true or because he thinks it's true. So either way, whatever you answer, there's sort of two things happening here.
Yeah.
But what does Berg say?
Berg would,
when
what was the last thing that the I know he basically was saying, like, what do you think, right? That's basically it.
Yeah, he says they believe you've survived the proving. They believe that you are the second, or that you are the reincarnation of the Destructor of Ilnaval. Are you?
I don't know. And I don't know if that's what you want to hear.
And he shakes his head and he says, "Faith is not about knowing, but about believing." And he looks around at all of the orcs, and he says, "They believe. They needed you to help them. Whether you believe or not, it doesn't matter. But to them, you have a purpose now."
And what is that purpose?
There is only one purpose for the Destructor. Come with me. And he turns and he starts to walk away.
Yeah. Or stops for, like, doesn't immediately go and takes one more look at Urag and the rest of the orcs. Again, just kind of like taking this moment in for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing, like, letting the words sink in that he just said, like, it doesn't matter that you don't believe, it matters that they believe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he follows.
Can I?
Okay. So
Would it be since I was during the fight, I was like the only one kind of cheering and like yelling shit. or whatever you said, like I was like standing alone. Like, do you think in this cacophony of sound that I could like, would it be feasible for me to get a chant of Il Naval going?
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Make a performance check.
Okay. Yes. And I'll just stand in front of everybody. You saw what happened. He is the Destructor. Come again. Il Naval. Il Naval.
Yeah. So everybody, some of them look at you. They can hear you because they, you let out this glorious roar of thunder.
Okay.
Let's see if an outsider will spur them to action. Yeah, make that.
Funny if they
22.
22.
There you go.
Funny if they just didn't do it. They're like, what the fuck?
Well, they would have their own shit going on. They would just
shut
ignore
up.
him.
Yeah, I just
Like they just hit him over the head.
They just get so excited they rip you in half. It's just a thing that happens with orcs. They didn't realize how fragile you are. Yeah.
If this was like a silent crowd that wasn't already hyped up, it wouldn't seem like appropriate. But these guys just saw a bloody battle and that kind of stuff, so I'm kind of trying to play on that.
Yeah. Well, and you've turned their directionless catharsis moment into directed, right? They're thinking like this becomes a chant in favor of Il Naval, the Destructor reborn, and by extension Berg. So okay, yeah. So the orcs begin to chant. Many of them look at you, having heard your booming voice, and they grin and nod and cheer along with you. So we fade away from this. We get the long pan away from the crowd, the cheering crowd. Meanwhile, skulking in the shadows nearby, Ramus, where are you headed, buddy? You got a good head start out of here. Where are you going?
I decided to go peek around his little tent while no one's guarding it.
Good. Right, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So we cut to Ramus skulking up towards towards the tent of Lord Speaker Bog Rock. What you just want to just like walk in, or what do you do? It's like, remember we were saying it used to be the first floor of a building, and then it was cleared out and sort of blocked off with curtains and heavy like hangings to keep it dark in there. What are you gonna do?
At first I would try to make sure that no one's in, like listen in to make sure I don't hear any like movement or noise or anything.
All right, make a perception check.
22.
Nice. Anybody else want to roll a 22? Anyone? Okay. So yeah, I mean you can definitely hear the very loud like rock concert of shouting coming from the gladiatorial pit, but over here, as these things go, it's pretty quiet.
All right. If I don't hear anything, then I guess I would peek behind the curtain just to peek inside to see what's in there.
Okay. It's dark. It's very, very dark in there.
I will cast light on myself to shine light in.
Okay, so you now have the light of the tower glowing from you, and yeah, you can slip inside.
All right. I would just want to look around to see if I can see anything, any writings or notes about the vault, the Devil's Vault.
Okay. Now, when you were back at the monastery, did the monastery have any like orcish slaves or servants working there?
Yeah, there were a couple of servants that did a lot of the hard manual labor, like building of huts and stuff.
Yeah, building walls to keep the river from flooding, that kind of thing. Yeah, okay. And did you ever interact with them or spend any time with near their dwellings or anything?
Yes. I hung out with the librarian a lot, and the librarian was one of the only people that would ever acknowledge the orcs as well.
Ah,
and so
okay.
Occasionally that there are times when
that you speak Orcish, right?
Yeah, so that's how I learned.
Yeah, so you probably learned it from that guy. Okay.
Yeah, he taught me
nice
how to interact with them, and that's how I learned. And Berg's helped me refine it over the years.
Right, of course. That totally makes sense. Okay, cool. So when you come in here, yeah, I mean orcs don't like the sun. It's just like a thing. Like they don't like bright sunlight. They're a nocturnal. They started off as a nocturnal species and became, I guess, diurnal or whatever, the one where they're both. Over years of like breeding and acclimatization to the sun, but they don't like it. It's not like you've seen Berg squinting in the sunlight more times than you can remember. So when they're on their own and in their homes, they don't keep. There's no lanterns. There's no bright lights in here. So you're casting this bright light into an area that you can see is clearly meant to be dark. It's pretty scattered. It's got kind of like a warren or something kind of like look to it, like lots of, imagine a medieval shaman version of like a hoarder's house. There's just big like piles of scavenged material. At the back, instead of a bed, there's just like a nest of soft like fabric and like torn pillows and stuff kind of jammed into the back. The whole place has a very strong like herbal like smell to it because there's herbs hanging from the ceiling in a bunch of places. You can also smell the musk of like incense and other like sacred herbs and unguents that are used in this lore speaker's practice. So yeah, you don't know how long you have before you immediately get that feeling of like, I shouldn't be here. This is somebody else's house. I could get in trouble if I get caught. Your body is telling you like, make it quick. What do you want to do?
I'm going to, if I don't see, since it's so scattered, I'm just going to go ahead and use detect magic instantly, using a spell slot, just to see if I can sense any magical items in the room.
Okay,
and preferably if something for scrying if there's anything around. But
I mean, this person is a seer, right? So you don't even need to detect something like specific. You don't need magic for that. You can scry on a mundane but expensive object. I think you find as you look around. Let's see how quick you can do this. Roll investigation.
8.
Ooh, okay, so it's a cluttered mess. It's hard to find anything in here, but you have detect magic on. So if there's anything magic, I'll let you know. But first, you find a scrying surface for sure. This guy probably has some similar spells or abilities. He uses for his scrying a shield. It's a polished shield. It's like silver or platinum. On the surface, and it smells of like a strong like metal polish, and it's well oiled, and it actually startles you because when you first see it, you look and you see movement, and you kind of jump back and you realize, oh, it's my reflection, and it's set down on the floor and then supported by a bunch of other stuff around it. So when you lean over, you can look down into this reflective surface, and it could be used for scrying. Yeah, it's like a big tower shield.
Okay. I take note of that and walk out of the room. Get out of there.
Okay, so you don't want to search. You don't want to search anymore or look for anything else.
Yeah, that was my primary goal, is to look for that.
Okay, sure. All right. So you make note that he does have an appropriate surface for that stuff, and you slip away. Okay. So Yoji, you see Berg leave with Bog Rock underneath the arena and off somewhere, ostensibly using the tunnels that he has to get him back home. So he's headed back to where Berg is, or with Berg to where Ramus is. What do you want to do? It doesn't look like nothing really happened. Like Berg didn't undergo apotheosis. He didn't sprout wings of fire and in a 8-foot long tail. He didn't ascend to heaven. He didn't tear open a pit to hell either. So all in all, it went pretty neutrally. What do you want to do now that you've seen this happen?
I think first off, the camera comes back to Yoji and he's breathing heavily because he just held a bow at full draw for a couple of minutes, which is not very kind to the arms. So he's sitting there kind of just taking deep breaths with his mask still on. Did I see Ramus walk off to wherever Ramus went? Do I know?
You're pretty far away, but I'll give you a check for it. Make a let's say DC 15 perception check.
16.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, you didn't see where he went, but you saw him slip out before everything went the way it went.
Okay, he seems to be the most knowledgeable in the group, so I will put my bow around my back and start making my way to wherever Ramus went.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so Bog Rock takes a long time, and you and Ramus are quite quick. So while Berg is on his way back, and while Kalimat is making friends with all the orcs, I think you run into or you encounter Ramus looking nonchalant in the streets. What does Yoji see when he sees you, Ramus? This isn't like he doesn't catch you like sneaking out of the building, but where are you headed when he interacts with you?
I'm heading towards the towards where we're staying. I'm going back that direction. Just walking at a brisk pace away from the tent.
Okay. I would assume there's still a bunch of orcs around. Like we're not alone in the city.
No, you are. You have a few moments before the orcs disperse from their shouting party. Kalimat has unwittingly bought you that time.
Okay. Yeah, I look around still to make sure that there's no orcs or anyone else to hear me speak, and I see Ramus walk up to him. Where'd you go?
I just had to check on something while there was a free moment.
Ah, I saw you split off from the group, so I just was making sure you're okay.
Yeah, just being surrounded by hundreds of screaming, banging orcs makes one a little nervous.
Yeah, you and I both. You feeling any better, by the way?
Not really. There's just something there. I just don't feel myself. It's like a pulling, a draining. I don't know what it is. You ever like wake up and you just feel like you're still asleep?
I don't answer you.
The flat mask of Yoji's face does not change.
Like 5 or 6 seconds go by if you don't say, yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That's not good. It's not a good place.
Yeah. So that was a weird pause there. Like, what do you sleep?
Yeah, you sleep. Everyone sleeps. Of course I sleep. What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Just had a weird pause there. Maybe it was nothing. I don't know. Just
Yeah, you're reading into things, Priest. Come on. Where we going back to the house? Where are you headed?
Let's make a quick roll here. So Yoji, make that deception roll against Ramus's insight.
That was me trying to deflect it and just failed horribly.
This isn't gonna be the like he immediately calls you out on it, but like this is to see if Ramus lets it go or is encouraged to let it go.
All right. You want to make a deception? Well, he rolled a 26, and I have a minus
It's real
1.
hard to lie to Ramus.
So I think the only way I can do this is if I crit.
It's a 20.
Yeah. So I have to crit with a 19. All right, I roll an 8.
No. Okay. So I mean,
everything
goes
it's
precisely
exactly
the
what
way
I
we
said.
see it going.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said. I go, where'd Berg them go? And I turn around to try to like completely change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
I take note that you're dodging my question, or you're a little off about weren't direct with me, and that makes me a little just a little suspicious. And maybe it was nothing. I don't know. Just maybe you were just distracted. But I'll remember that.
Yeah, Ramus will remember
A
this.
little off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I turned around. Where were Berg and them going? I saw him walk out of the arena with that shaman.
I don't know. Perhaps they're going to build him a stairway to ascend to the heavens as a god. It may take a while for them to build it.
I turned back and looked straight. You're joking, right? That's a joke?
Oh, they think he's some sort of god. I don't know. I don't know what orcs do exactly.
I like bring my arm up and scratch the back of my head. You don't think he's a god, do you?
Well, I've encountered 2 gods in my time, and they are not what you'd expect. I don't know what to think anymore.
What do you mean?
Well,
What am I supposed to expect when I see a god?
that one would assume like big glowing light, all knowing, all powerful, like just kills everyone with the blink of their eye. But no, like some of them are very weird and odd, and like we nearly died of one that just ripped itself in half trying to eat our friend.
Huh.
It was like this big nasty bug thing, and
So you don't think Berg could be one of them? Or are you saying that who knows?
what I'm saying is I'm not sure anymore of what the gods are or what we think the gods are. I think everything I know about the gods has to be put into question.
Those pretty wise words there, priest. Respect that.
Yes, my eyes are being opened by recent events.
Okay, so when you say that, you're like, my eyes are open to recent events. We fade across to, there's like tunnels underneath this neighborhood, and Berg, you can see as you pass through them, some of them are in the midst of being dug out, and others already exist. So they're connecting the cellars of buildings. They're creating this network of tunnels underneath the district because orcs by nature tend to avoid the sun and want to stay underground. So as you walk through this, you can see there's tools up against some of the walls. There's carts for dragging out rubble, and you're walking. I assume like slow enough that you can let Bog Rock keep pace with you.
Yeah. No, I'm just
All right.
blowing past him.
Well, and that's so you're walking along, and he's walking along, and he's kind of hobbling on his cane. He makes this sort of clattering sound as his necklace of bones kind of like clatters against his chest every step. And as you walk, he's speaking to you. So he says, "What do you know about the gods, Berg?"
Not a whole lot. Why?
Do you hold them in your heart, as the humans would have you do, praying to them to save you from your misfortune?
No. No, I do not.
Good. Prayers are empty things. The gods cannot hear them if we speak with mortal voices. Ilnaval was not a god, Berg. Only a mortal. Like you. Strong. Bold. Thirsty for the blood of his enemies. And when he died, we were lost. He was Grump's greatest warrior, and his defeat led us into this slavery. We have, for thousands of years, suffered, and we wait every generation for our heroes to return. We are hungry for it, like a wolf in the woods who has not eaten for days. Wolves need to hunt, Berg.
Berg's like staring at him in a weird, like he's trying to follow what he's saying. It's just because of the speech.
Have you stopped?
What'd you say? Have I stopped walking?
Yeah, do you stop? Like, stop walking?
No. I think Berg's still keeping pace with him, but Berg is just trying to keep up with what he's saying because he's like, trailing off like an old sage would. And he's still keeping pace with him, listening.
Okay. So he says, we believe that Grumsh is lost, his soul gone from the cycle, eaten perhaps, but the others, his family, those who rule the empty throne of Nishrek in his stead, they we still have before us. You understand now how important your return is to us.
Yes, I think I understand.
And he stops. And he turns to you and he says, there are rituals ahead. There are anointings to be done. And then you will have to choose. Ilnaval and his bloodline, like Paozu before you, can do only one thing. Destroy. You must choose what is to be destroyed for the good of your people. Whatever it is, they will follow you to their deaths to do it.
Berg doesn't say anything else. He's just kind of waiting to see if he says anything else. Taking this all in.
No, he turns around and starts walking away. Like, come on, follow me.
Like
So, where Kalima, where do you go? Like the group of orcs spill down out into the floor of the arena. The body of Urag, the broken chain, is taken up as a holy relic, as a sacrifice to the bloodline of Ilnaval. He is his sacrifice is almost as holy as if he had won, right? Like this was his purpose, to die to prove that Berg was or wasn't the reincarnation. And so they are preparing a hero's funeral for this guy. They take the body away to be prepared. The rest of them are, gathering their drums and preparing to begin like what you presume just by the bustle to be a like a festival or a celebration or some kind of like sacred event that signals to the world the Destructor has returned. So what is your part in this? Do you like take aside one of the orcs and talk to them about what's going on? Do you kind of like let this happen?
Oh yes. No, I'm definitely like milling among the crowd and trying to find someone who looks like they're jovial and would be willing to talk about what Ilnaval means for their people and what his purpose is and like what happens next should he be crowned as Ilnaval.
So I think there is there's an orc that's familiar to you. You see guard Aj, and Aj sees you because you stand out, right? You're the only thing here that isn't like brown or green or dark red in palette. You stand out, and joviality is not a big thing among orcs, but this guy you recognize, and he makes eye contact with you, like, hey, like I know you, and he comes over to you. And he's walking towards you in an obvious, like, I am going to embrace you. Like, I'm going to pick you up and hug you.
Yes. And I will let this happen.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So this huge orc man comes and he scoops you off the ground and picks you off your feet. He pounds your back and squeezes you against his big chest. He drops you.
And I laugh heartily.
Yeah, and he's grinning. You can see all his big yellow tusks. And he says to you, history will remember you too, Avundas. And he grins and he like punches you in the shoulder. You speak Orcish, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Avundas is loosely translated like one whose voice is thunder or voice of thunder. So he's dude. He's like Avundas. We will remember you as well for bringing us back the Destructor. He like punches you in the chest.
Yes, Avundas. I like the sound of that. It fits, don't you think?
And he nods. And he says, I think so. You are like a cloud, small and fluffy, but full of thunder. And
yes,
he looks around. He looks around and he says to you, "You must help us to pay homage." And he gestures to the corpse. We have among us no great tellers of tales, no singers of songs. All of those were lost, but you, I think, could do Urag justice.
What is the like? Is there an Orcish word for orc? Like, do they call themselves like?
That is
like
their
a different
word,
thing. It is orc.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so they probably don't have in their own tongue a word that separates like person from orc, right? Like the originally the language was developed in a time where there was no other people to talk about. Okay. Orc is a word that they use to describe themselves, but it's a deviation from a dwarven word, irk, meaning like servant or slave, but they've like taken it as their own. They weren't called orcs before. Sure.
No, I was just wondering if it was like there was a word for orc kind, or like the people that are orc, or the beings that are orc, or whatever. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point, what I just want to say, like, although I'm not an orc, this day I feel like one of you. I felt joy in the battle. I smelled the blood on the air. I will tell this story, and it will be in your words.
And he nods and he says, to be a true orc, you must do battle alongside another of your kind. And he looks and he says, and I know that you are the sworn battle brother of Berg. And then you must bed an orc woman. And he looks at you and he says, but I think you are too fragile for this task.
Oh, you may think that, my friend, but I have a story to tell you if you care to hear it.
And he laughs and
my scales, and I pat myself. My scales are tough and can withstand.
He laughs and he says, good, this is good. Because the third thing you must do is drink with us and boast of your accomplishments. So there will be all sorts of time later to tell us of what you have done. And he laughs and says, I look forward to it. It's great. It's like when you're playing an RPG and you get a quest and you're like, I already have all the items for this quest. Let me just turn it in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's no longer it's a question mark now. I just have to pop it
what's
in.
That I already have the box checked. Have sex with orc. So we're good. Give me that XP. So yeah, he takes you aside and kind of gets you involved in the planning of this thing, which will be in part a funeral to the hero Urag, who will be remembered as having like awoken the blood of Ilnaval and performed the proving. So it'll be like a funeral for him. But Orcish funerals are more like, especially funerals of people who died in battle. It's a celebration of all this great shit he's done. They'll have you say something or make a speech or whatever, and then contests of drinking and fighting. There'll be wrestling and bragging, and it'll be a great time. And he hasn't thought further in. None of them seem to have thought further into the future than that. So if you get involved in the business of getting all that stuff ready, that's fine. That's the thing you can be doing. Okay, all right. So I guess then Yoji and Ramus, do you go back to the lore speaker's house, his warren, to await Berg?
What do you think, Ramus?
I think so.
Okay, that
I
works
think
for
that'd
me.
be a place.
Okay, all right. So the ritual stuff comes later. It doesn't happen in private. It's not a big deal. You come back, Berg. You're drawn through the back into the lore speaker's hut, and he sits down with a sigh. Then he says, he says, my twisted shape. I cannot walk long. Glad to be home. Your friends are waiting outside. Go and fetch them if you like.
Were you always this way?
Which way, Berg?
Never mind.
Shakes his head. Oh. No. I think you've earned a question or two. Ask me. What do you want to ask, Berg?
You are an orc. I can see that. But different. You are as well.
To survive after the great betrayal, our blood became thin, like water, mixed easily with the blood of others. Humans. And other things. And it gives you a meaningful look, like I'm not going to tell you. Don't make me say it.
Yeah. You just leave it at that.
And he slumps down. And as you think of it, you think of the Urag that you fought. He definitely was like an orc with something. There's something else there. You're not covered in spikes and glowing red eyes. Like there was something going on there. He says to you. He actually he slumps back and tries to fill his lungs, and then he says, "Il Naval was the first thin-blooded orc. His mother was human. In a way, his bloodline is guardians of this curse of flexibility we have."
You just was going to say something that's like, no.
Yeah, and then
I
he
think
gestures.
He turns to go, fetch his friends.
Okay, yeah. So outside, Ramus and Yoji, you hear Berg's armor kind of like clattering a little bit, and then you hear you see the gate get pulled open.
Okay. I stand up.
I bow before him. O mighty Berg, you grace us with your presence.
Ramus, stop.
Only if you
You-
command it, my lord.
Or just like shakes his head again.
Are you feeling any better?
I'm fine. Don't worry about
Just-
me.
You said
But
I'm fine. Why?
Big Dummy.
Or like gives you a look. It's like a meaningful, serious look. Like, I hear you, but he's concerned. Yoji and everybody's here.
Is Kali here?
Kalimat
He's not here,
is
right?
is
He's,
not
like, wandering
unless
around,
unless Zeke, unless you'd like to have Kalimat like come running up here and be like, hey guys, just helping these orcs. Like you're free to be
No.
part of the scene if you want to. Okay.
I'm deep in revels.
Nice. Okay.
And
and it's going towards my goal of like find out more about the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Yoji is here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Berg looks at Yoji and is like,
Good to see you again.
Are there other orcs in the room? Or is it just us?
You're outside, so no, there's no one else around.
Okay. Yeah. I see what Ramus is doing and I like curtsy. It's good to see you.
Don't do that. Don't be like him.
I look at Ramus and I smile underneath the mask, but you can't see it. Did they make you a god, Berg?
I am no god. And if I am, what does that even mean?
Well, it can mean a lot of things, but I guess it's what you make of it. That's what it means.
The old orc. He said to me, more important for them
like points.
to believe I'm still in the vault. But am I? I do not know yet. Perhaps I never will.
That's usually how it goes. You got to be a little careful around these type because they'll try to fit every piece into whatever narrative they're trying to make. So, and I looked to make sure he understood what I just said.
Hey, like as you do that, he's like,
Do not worry about me. I will always be me. Others tried to trap me before. It did not go well for them.
Yeah, but and I lean in. What if you is a god? And I kind of like lean back.
What?
What if what they say is true? You know?
Then what does that mean?
I don't know.
Another label? A
mean-
name?
I mean, it means something. You get people to start believing in you. It can mean a lot of things.
Including hundreds of servants that will do whatever you want.
Or a servant that'll
Jealous.
just kill you if it doesn't believe what you're saying.
That's true.
Ramos. Are you jealous? Sounds like something you'd want.
What? No. This is your moment, Berg. You can be the god this time.
I don't know what I do.
he thinks on it a little bit.
I don't know that I'm the leader. I just do me. That's how it's been.
It's fine, Berg. Most leaders don't lead themselves. They have people to help them lead, to guide them through their decisions. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We've
what?
got your back, buddy.
You know what I was saying about that
Ramos.
one guy? I kind of like motion towards Ramus with my head.
Ramos, you remember what I was. You know how that makes me feel. If you would try to do what I think you may try to do, I will end you.
If you end me, then how am I going to raise you from the dead in battle?
There.
Berg just says fair because he knows it's like a warning of like, don't go down that road.
I
Let's
just
not
want
all be destroyed.
you just have a hard time telling people what you want. And if you need us to say it for you, we will. We're here to advise you, guide you on what you can do with all this power that you now have.
Correction, I ain't here to do any of that. All right, we're
Not you, Kali. We don't know you yet.
yeah, that's right. You don't know me yet.
I couldn't hold it. You don't even go here. That's literally what I just heard.
Yeah.
I don't know you yet. You're not cool. You're not people yet. Yeah, when you say that though, when Raymond says like, when Yoji says I'm not here for all of that. And after Raymond says it, Berg looks at Yoji. He's like,
And what are you here for? You're helping us, yes. But why are you here? Why are you with us? I cannot trust someone I do not know.
Well, I thought we were going to, the vault together. Remember?
Yes,
Well, that's why I'm here, because we're going to the vault together. Whenever you finish
Berg's
up,
just
with-
kind of giving his mask a real just like he's squinting at him. There's something more to you.
do I catch on to that?
He's pausing. Yeah, he's not hiding it at all.
Okay, I look at Ram.
This is a moment for you to say things.
Yeah, I told Colin that I'm an open book. You can ask me whatever you want, but squinting like that just makes me uneasy.
as do you. Me.
And then Berg turns and is like
I love the moment leading up to that, like the two of you just having a squint off, like I don't trust you. I don't trust you either.
Right.
So there's a tense moment, and then Berg turns and goes back into the incense scented cavernous hall.
Are we allowed in there?
Yes. He said, come get you if I wanted.
I'm gonna stay out here, Berg, if that's all right. I don't need to be in there with all the essence and whatnot.
You're awfully standoffish with these orcs.
I'm not standing off with anyone, Ramus. I just don't. It smells bad. Have you ever been? You know what they put in those essence? I don't know what they put in those essence.
I'm watching you, and I walk into the tent.
Okay.
Do you walk backwards in the tent doing what you do?
The smoke kind of like envelops him.
You just Homer Simpson your way back into the tent. All right. Okay, so yeah, you can hear in the background as you enter, and as your I guess you reveal your light again. You can hear lore speaker Bog Rock in the back clattering. He's digging up some ritual objects from his supply when you come in, and he turns and he says, "Did you lose some friends, Berg? There were more." before?
I don't know where Kali is. Probably drinking and hugging and whatever he does. He was very excited about the...
He's like waves it like, just whatever. I killed that guy.
Yeah. He chuckles and he says, "Some people live to act. Others to celebrate their actions. This is good. Someone to tell your tales. We must prepare for the ritual tonight." And he looks up at you, Ramus, and he says, "You who brings the human gods to this place, will you cast their eyes aside for a night? We would not have them watching over this celebration."
I can tell them you don't want to watch, but gods do what gods will. I will not summon them or cast magic to draw their attention, but I can't promise they aren't watching out even now.
He says, "Your presence here is tolerated, but your Arcana, they are not. If you wish to stay, watch your tongue."
Indeed. It would be very rude of me to do otherwise.
Berg, when you so he nods and he goes back. He said his point. He goes back to the pile of stuff that he was digging through, and he comes up with a like a necklace. It's kind of like his. It's got some like bones, and it's on like a loop of simple twine. And he looks up at you and he says, "This belonged to Bahir Pauzu, your predecessor in the clan. It's yours now." And he holds it out to you, Berg.
Like, looks at it.
And he just looks at you like sort of he's saying he's not judging you, but he's taking in kind of your effect in this situation, like your hesitation. And he says, "Let us begin the preparations." And he gestures to you, Berg, and he says, "Take off your armor and your clothes. You, human, help me with this." And Ramus, he hands you like a jar of some kind of like pigment or unguent or something.
Very well.
Okay,
He wants me to
so
get naked?
he does. Yes, he needs to prepare you. You need to be
Alright, yeah,
prepared
Berg.
for the ritual.
Berg does
So maybe
so.
we fade away to another scene as you're beginning
I
to
wanted to ask
disrobe.
him one thing before we did that. That's
Okay.
one thing. I know I'm not allowed to bring the human god, pray to the human gods, but may I commune with the old gods, showing my burnt hand on my face?
And he squints and he says, "What is that mark? I thought you were just ugly."
I've been touched by the daughter of the god of fire, or whatever his name is.
And he gestures. He says, "Come here." Because he's short, right? So he's just like, "Come down here." And yeah, he looks at it. He grabs your face and tilts it so you can see. And he's got his like long fingernails digging into your skin. He looks at it and he nods and he says, "Imix." Nick called him. His daughter, you say?
Yes, one of his daughters.
There are tribes of us that still follow the druid's path. We are not them, but Imix and his family have our respect. Call on them if you wish. Fire is a sacred tool of the Destructor.
Indeed. Fire has been a passion of mine as well. I thank you.
Yeah, he nods. And you can see his estimation of you is changing. He's learning there's more to you than he expected. So, yeah. Okay. And so you begin the preparations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we don't get to see what those are because Berg will be unveiled later. And meanwhile, the party has sort of begun the celebration. Back in the pit, I guess the fighting pit. It's been repurposed as a place where everyone has gathered to not watch a battle, but to celebrate the choosing of the proving of their hero. And there are orcs with they've got like drums and probably like pipes that they're playing. There is like a rhythmic kind of music that's playing in the background, and they've lit torches around, so the whole area is cast in this flickering red light. And by some magic or miracle, the torches all have this kind of reddish cast to them. So all of the light here has this kind of look of blood in the shadows, or this sort of dark red color. And the sort of centerpiece to this thing, in where the middle of the pillars are, is a big pile of basically like wooden rubble. So it's all built up, maybe 8 or 9 feet tall, and then on top, resting with his weapons in his hands, as well as what little gold and treasure he has accumulated. We see the corpse of Urag up at the top, and there are these torches around the bottom. They haven't lit the pyre yet. In front of it, there's a little platform that's been built, and right now the orcs are they're all sort of gathering and awaiting. And we see Guard Aj approach Kalimat amidst this, and Aj says, "We would know the Destructor's incarnation better. When he arrives, he will not be the man you knew, but will be Ilnival for this night and all nights after. Speak of your friend, Berg. Inspire us with his tales, but know, tonight you are bidding the Berg you knew farewell. For this is his funeral as much as Urag's." And he looks to the platform and he gestures like, "Stage is yours, bud."
Damn it. I went I sat here and wrote down like my accomplishments because he said really like This is when you talk about your shit, and I was like, okay.
Well,
So
you'll
I wrote
have
down
your
all my shit.
opportunity. You'll have your opportunity to brag later, but he wants to give you a chance to just like address.
No,
like,
and yes, of course. But now I'm trying to like remember like what I've witnessed Berg do. And let's see. I mean, obviously, a lot of shit that we've done together. Let's see.
yeah, I mean, we can do that thing where instead of like saying here's all the stuff he did and I'm going to tell you word for word exactly what I do, you can just say like Kalimat takes the stage and gives a speech about, and you can tell us like what the general like context is, because then you don't have to like do it exactly one-to-one in character.
Yeah, and it'll be like little chapters that I will title, and then I'll just like say that I tell the story of that. Like, so I start with I will tell the story of Berg, the Undying. Berg, the God touched, the God blessed. Berg of the Red Arm. And I tell the story of Agony and the blessing, and embellish a lot about that. And yes.
Yeah, giving life to the stone so that he could move his arm. Yeah.
Berg, survivor of the rings of Utrix. And I tell them the trials that he had to go through each ring, and he gets like more and more hurt, but he powers on and stuff like that. Berg, giant slayer. And I tell about the story outside of the city of Brass when we all like the giants and we're killing all those guys and stuff like that. Berg, slayer of the outsiders, and I tell about the Farang and the explosion and like how we like just mashed the fuck out of those guys. And Berg, the God Killer, and I embellish a story about Itas in the depths of the archive and how we killed a god. How he killed a god. But all of these stories pale in comparison to Berg. And what's the word for battle friend? Like brother in battle?
Oh, I can't remember. I didn't write it down. But yes, that's the thing you say.
Yes, but all these pale in comparison to Berg, my brother in battle. Fearless. Bloodless. Fury. He will lead you. He will take you to where you belong, and he will destroy everything in his path. To Ilnaval!
Let's have you make that check, dude. Make that performance check.
Okay.
Everybody's fired up, so you have advantage.
Okay. There it is.
So
Advantage,
everybody's
okay.
like, yeah, they're
Crit. Nice.
is the best it could possibly be. So in the strange red flickering light of the fire, the Orcish fires, with the sun, the shrouded sun hanging overhead, Kalimat delivers this speech about Berg and his accomplishments. And before we fade to our break, we see, cloaked in both shadow and hidden by a shroud, we see Berg. And Berg, we can see your eyes, but not the rest of your face. given that there would be more impelled by like soundtrack and like all of that, what is the response? What is the emotional note that we go on? Like when we see from Berg's perspective, having Kalimat talk about him, is this a moment of triumphant self-assuredness? Is this a moment of uncertainty? What is this moment like for Berg from Berg's perspective? We hear Berg's theme play. Is it in a major or a minor key?
It's whatever you want it to be, Adam. No, Berg's actual, like, when you see his eyes, it's the way he's having outward facing is just like determined, like, you know, like not wanting to, like, this is a big to do for all of them. So he's like kind of playing the role of that. And he thinks on the words of the old orc, saying how important it is for them. So he's very determined in his demeanor and his eyes, just like doing Berg's thing, moving on to the next thing. This is his next task. But in his head, he's kind of like after, especially after hearing all of what Kali said, like inside, he's like, I don't know. You made me sound real good, but you know, he's not 100% sure. But you wouldn't see that from the outward demeanor and face and expression of Berg. Berg's just like
Right.
determined.
So in a lot of ways, then your look is like Yoji, like it's a mask. We see the mask that is Berg, and not beyond to what lies below. Cool, I like it. All right, cool. And then we fade to black. So let's take our first break there.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, that works. Cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back in about 3 to 5 minutes with more Court of Swords here on episode 76. We'll see you guys then.